We've all been there. We've bought jeans and either mistakenly thought the length was correct for us, or we've bought them to wear with heeled shoes, took them on holiday in flip-flops and completely ruined the back hem. This pair, as you can see, has been absolutely wrecked. Left these holes will just fray more, getting bigger with each wear until they become unwearable. Today I'm going to show you how to restore these to a wearable condition that will prevent further damage. To begin, it's very tempting to just cut away the bottom trouser leg and remove the hole completely. The problem with this is that you usually don't have enough fabric to create a hem and your jeans become too short. So the first thing to do is to get your seam ripper and unpick the original hem. It can be tricky around the hole, but just do your best to not tear any more threads than you have to. These jeans actually had 2 rows of stitching for the hem. I've never seen that before on commercial jeans. And the fluff and debris in the hem was ridiculous. No matter how much you wash your clothes, you always get this build up in the hems. Unpicked, I recommend giving the hem an iron so you're working with a flat surface. What you find with a hem that has been worn a lot, especially with jeans, is you actually get lines in the dye where it's simply been rubbed more at the fold than the flat areas. This will all be hidden in our final hem, so don't worry about this mismatch. Once that is taken care of, we will patch the hole. If I place a paper behind it, you can see it better. What we need is a piece of fabric similar to our jeans. It doesn't have to be an exact match. I am using a black cotton twill I had left from my cargo trousers project. Just find a visually similar colour and approximately the same weight material. If you can't find the same weight, go lighter rather than heavier. Cut it so it overlaps the hole. You need about 1 centimetre extra on all sides. Remember to save some fabric for the other leg and set that aside. We now pin this over the hole on the inside of the leg. So this patch goes inside the trousers with the right side of the patch facing the wrong side of the trousers. Pin it and make sure the fabric below lies flat. This can be hard when it's just strings of fabric like this. You want a smooth application with no puckers or tension. It can help sometimes to pin the fabric together from the other side before applying the patch over, then removing the first set of pins. Next, hand stitch this with a basting stitch around the edge. These stitches will be removed at the end, but I like to use a colour match thread in case I catch one of them and then they don't stand out if they are difficult to remove. Take this to your sewing machine. For this you want a regular straight stitch with a standard stitch length. The thread should be a match to your fabric, and make sure you have the right needle inserted in your machine. In my case, that is a denim needle as I am working on jeans. We're going to work from the top of the hole so you have the jeans the correct way round. Stitch in a straight line over the hole starting on one side. It's handy to slightly overlap to the fabric that isn't torn, just to give it something structural to grip to. Go all the way to the other side of the hole, change your machine to a backward stitch and reverse to the other side, going slightly to the side from where you just stitched. As you go, you may need to pause and ease the threads the correct direction under the foot so they don't stick up. Repeat this, going back and forward all the way across the hole. When you're done, you're left with something like this. See how we have no hole now. All the threads are secured, in position, and the fluffy appearance has left. If you give the fabric a tug now, you'd feel much more resistant and strength. We're going to repeat this process now, but working a lot more dense and compacting our lines closer. Just really cover that hole. The idea here is that we are replacing the threads that have been worn out and damaged with wear. You can do this pass many times, but 2 is usually sufficient. At this point, we can unpick our basting stitches and trim down the excess fabric of the patch we placed inside. You just go as close as you can to the edges without disturbing any stitches. That is the first step, the repairing of the fabric. Now we move on to the alteration stage. So setting our length so no more damage is made and they are the correct length to wear. Try on your jeans and get the length how you need. I recommend wearing the shoes you will wear with them when worn to do this. You'll likely find this new hem length is around about the middle to the top half of the hole we just repaired. Mark your hem length with a straight chart line. The hem I undid was 1 centimetre deep and was folded under twice. So from my chart line, I will measure down by 2 centimetres. Here I will mark a second line all the way round. If your original hem was deeper, change these measurements to match the original depth twice. Once done, cut this away. Notice how we have removed a lot of the patch we just formed, but not all of it. This is why we didn't just cut that off at the top of the hole. We need this here to be our hem. It's not seen much, but it's inside, securing that raw edge from being visible. Take your iron and press your bottom edge under by 1 centimetre. Pin or clip as you need. Then repeat the process, pressing under by 1 centimetre again. You should now have a fold on your first chalk line all around the bottom edge of each leg. Pin this into place. Go to your machine and stitch this in place with a 1 centimetre seam allowance. Your stitch line should be just inside the top edge of that fold. And there you have it, no holes and the correct length. Of course, if you go super up close, you'll see some of the work done, but it's rare you have someone within a foot of your heels. I'll now repeat this process for the other leg. The patch runs above the bottom line, so will be in my hem allowance. This is what remains once cut. You can see here the stitching is inside the hem allowance. I removed a lot of the patch because my jeans were significantly long. So with what I cut away, I'll now show you an example of removing 0 length. So this is how the hem would look without anything cut away. Just patching the hole and then hemming. As you can see, the stitching is noticeable, but I'm having to move into specific light here for you to really see the detail. It's not perfect and it's not like brand new, but for casual use this repair is more than ideal. It is strong and it will not tear. While standing, walking around, this is practically unnoticeable. You can go on wearing your jeans for many more years, saving the planet one outfit at a time. My name is Elfie Sew and I create sewing tutorials and inspiration videos for all abilities. If you have learnt today, please like, and if you want to see more, hit subscribe to see more videos in the future. Happy sewing!